these plants. Really pretty. Love how they bloom that really just gorgeous lavender color. Blooms stay on all day and then they fall off at the end of the day. So I think that's Rulia, and it is looking awfully good. Talk about one other success story. Those begonias there. Sat out here by the barn for a full year in those pots. Just kind of dried up to nothing. So I watered them this spring. Kept a little water in them, and look how well they've come back. Just really amazes me how plants are durable sometimes. Another little project we're working on this morning is getting the truck tires and the car tires aired up. We've got the air hose out here, and we're going to knock these out. Get everything checked. We've got to haul a little load tomorrow, so I want to make sure the tires are in good shape. That's another good project to have out of the way this morning. I hardly spilled any of that. No more than a pint. That was probably a bad idea. All right, oil, water, brake fluid, power steering fluid, all good. Okay, got the truck all serviced up here this morning. Tomorrow we got a little bit of a load. We're gonna go pick up some fertilizer. We may pick up some rocks, bagged rocks, to fill in a little section that needs attention. And we're going to pull the trailer because tomorrow we're going to get our brand new Husqvarna chainsaw and a pole out and cut some low-lying limbs. Low-hanging limbs is what I should say. Today we already got a little bit busy. We're working on the pool, got the bottom skimmer charging. We're going to get that pool cleaned up because we definitely, if we don't get an awful lot of rain over the next couple of days, we're going to go ahead and cover it and get that tarp over so the leaves stop piling in there. We're going to go down and grab the tractor. We're going to plow 2 fields with the tiller, get those broken up, try to put some mulch in on top of one of them. Then we're going to come out and start our new flower bed. You remember a couple videos ago I talked about making a 3-tier flower bed here in the front just to break up that long rectangular box of grass. So if everything holds together and I hold out, we're going to do that too. We're going to see what else comes up during the day. Who knows? But I've got to get going. I'm working on a book. I'm trying to get the manuscript final revision done before I send it off to my editor. So a busy day here. We've got to get some work done. This opportunity to walk you down to the garden I've been working on. But before we get there, let me show you a couple of things here. This is some old equipment that we inherited here on the property. That's a giant harrow. It's like a disc. I don't know what kind of. It's got two, let's walk over there. It's got two plows, a disc in the back and two kind of deep plows over on the front with another disc. And then an old planter. Obviously doesn't work anymore. The first time I tried to plow in the garden that we began with, the one I just turned with the tiller, I tried to pull this disc with my tractor. That 52 horsepower Massey Ferguson. Well, the hydraulics would not pick this thing up because it must weigh 2 tons. It's an insanely heavy piece. I had to drag it with it about 4 inches in the ground the whole time down to the patch. It's an antique, and I'm kind of happy it's sitting here. Now I'll give you a little bit of a look at how I'm doing this gardening down here different. We are not going to put sweet corn back in here. We've done it 3 years in a row, so we are going to plant some other vegetables. I do have a fence. It's pulled back against that fence to close this off. So we're going to plant tomatoes and squash and eggplant down here, maybe some cantaloupe. But I have decided to just break it up and leave, some walking areas in between the plowed areas. Make those into little planting sections. But yeah, that's how we're laying it out this year. I'll come back down here and I'll kill all this grass, try to get it beat back, and you'll notice I did not plow right up against the edges as I have been doing in the past. It just seemed like that hurt the erosion as I got closer and closer to that fence. So I'm going to try to get these sections out in the middle of this little plot. The dirt looks good. I think we beat the rocks down. I pulled an awful lot of rocks out of here, so if you could tell from the sound of that tilling, it just wasn't nearly as bad as it's been in the past. But we'll get the sprayer down here, maybe even bring the old field mower down and cut this grass, make sure it's all beat back, and get this plot set up. So let's go on and get the other garden knocked out up where we're going to start the new cornfield. Probably help if I engage the PTO to turn that tiller. Just saying. Rock yard. Well, as the clouds are building behind me, it's time to go to the new patch. This one's going to be loud. It's about 1 billion rocks underneath that grass. I'm going to run down and grab the field mower, the John Deere that I use cutting the rough part of the yard. And if that doesn't work, I'll just bring the zero turn out and cut it high. I'm going to mow out the new sweet corn patch because we're moving it up here to get nearer water. As I said, no more dragging water barrels around for me. Got a really good high pressure hydrant right there, so we're going to use that one. So let's go get the mower, get the grass cut, and see what we can figure out from digging up a new cornfield. Well, whew, to say that patch is rough would be an insult to the word rough. That was really unpleasant. Old tiller's hanging in there, though. I just about backed the top link out. I don't have the pin on top of it to hold it. So that might need to be replaced, but hey, it's turned over. It'll probably take 2 or 3 more times to get it in decent condition. Got an awful lot of rocks to pick up. But I'm happy to have that done and out of the way for this morning. So we'll call it quits on this little project and move on to something else. Well, everyone, we're going to call it quits here. Boy, I didn't realize the driveway looked so bad. That's really filthy. Well, power washing might be needed. Well, today we worked on the pool. We got the skimmers going right now to get the leaves taken care of. We managed to spray the fields, the garden fields that we plowed up, both of them. We broke up a new field here in the patch beside the house. And you could probably hear how bad that was. It was like plowing in a rock garden. It was not a lot of fun. And it's really hot. I don't know why it's so hot, but breeze helped a little bit, but it's still a little sticky out here. We also got our flower beds made. You remember we talked about making a long one, a smaller one, and a much smaller one to kind of fill in that long rectangular area right here beside the house. It's just a big patch of grass. And as is my usual, instead of just doing one, I decided to do one on both ends. So go figure. Anyway, they're done, they're raked, and they're sprayed. Later on in the week, we will start hauling potting soil to those new flower beds and into the gardens. The gardens will again be hit a couple times in the spring, right before the spring really arrives, and then during the spring, right before the planting. So today was a really good day. I have all my fingers, I didn't break anything, and I didn't break the tractor. So I consider today to be a very, very successful day. And I think that's going to wrap it up. I've got a little work to do. I've got to go do a little rewriting on that book I told you about that I am trying to get finished. So until we talk to you later on, have a great week. Enjoy yourselves. Have a little fun. And we will see you again soon. Take care. Bye-bye.